They just look funny, don't they?
5 ladies teams involved. 2 teams from the Emirates. Oh! Oh! Oh!
All right, so just to give a little bit of context before I play this, this is a Chilean all-female SWAT team who is competing at the UAE SWAT Challenge. And they were really, there's this picture I saw, and it was about how excellent they are and how they were set to demonstrate excellence and I guess prove why an all-female SWAT team is a good idea. So let's get into this. Let's watch this.
Vamos!
And they're off. They just look funny, don't they?
5 ladies teams involved.
Also, not to stop so quickly, but this graphic here, it's a woman. This is a woman in a SWAT uniform. Why? Why? Why are you doing that? It's laughable. Sorry.
In the UAE SWAT Challenge this year. Belarus, Thailand, Chile. 2 teams from the Emirates. Oh! 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 The first one to get wet in the ice bath today. And, well, they are stuck in the middle of that zip line. Remember, if you fall in the ice bath, you have to go back to the beginning of the zip line and do it again. And currently, Chile have 3 team members stranded in the middle of that ice bath. Thankfully, the water will be a little bit warmer than it was earlier on this morning.
Now
vamos, vamos!
She's going to be stuck now.
And it just goes to show you how important momentum is.
All right, so yeah, momentum is important, but what I see here is a lack of upper body strength. They're kind of just hanging there, and it looks like they're trying to use their lower body to get them forward, when really they need to have a really strong upper body to be able to yank themselves forward, right? But what they're hanging, like, could any of them even take this grip they have? Could they do a pull-up with it? I doubt it. I really doubt it, and that's exactly what's missing here. They need to be able to sort of lift themselves and sort of use a rocking motion to get themselves across, because, yeah, they didn't have enough momentum in the beginning. So they're just hanging there. Their upper body isn't active. They're hanging. That's the thing.
Oh!
2 down. So
3 team members in the drink.
there it goes.
Oh!
Absolutely.
It's all going horribly wrong.
Laughable.
And, well, forget about getting wet. The violations, the major safety violations for dropping weapons in the water.
It is laughable to me.
Considerable.
Look at this. What is going on?
Well, they will have to retrieve those weapons from the ice bath. And, well, I said it on a couple of occasions today that if that first member does not get across the ice bath and carry that momentum, it forces those behind to stall, and that's when the problems begin. And we saw that, didn't we? It almost happened a little bit earlier on. They're just talking to the judges at the moment. Have they retrieved all of the equipment?
Oh my god.
Oh, and of course the added problem comes with
hilarious. Oh my goodness.
those loops on the zip line. They become wet, hands become wet, everything becomes slippy. It's 1.2 meters deep, that pool, and as you can see, Takes a little bit of effort to get out once you've gone in. And one quick-thinking member of the BRT team of Chile, realizing that it could take a while to retrieve all of those.
You know, just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. Just because you can build a SWAT team full of women, all women, doesn't mean you should. I'll be watching movies sometimes, and I will see women like holding weapons. I'm going to sound like quite a chauvinist or sexist here, but when I'm watching women dressed up in this sort of attire, holding weapons and aiming in movies, I laugh. I can't take them seriously. It's laughable to me. And this shit here just reinforces why. It reinforces why. Look at you. Why are you kicking each other? Silly. Just stop. You know, some people might appreciate the persistence they're displaying here. For me, I find it embarrassing. Just stop. What are you doing? That's certainly against the rules, no? Yeah, they're pulling her back. You can't do that, ma'am. Why are you doing that?
Across.
That is ridiculous. Yeah, you guys. Equality isn't real. Not real. Reality is not feminist.
Let them go. Let them go.
Just
let them help each other out.
Stop.
We've crossed the 5-minute mark. They've racked up a number of violations.
There you go. Look at that.
And there we go.
There you go.
It's not about the time. Just don't give up.
Yeah,
They've got 2 team members over.
Fucking hilarious.
Vamos.
Looks like they've figured it out to lift their knees, and that helps glide them across. You've only fallen
2 more
in the
members
water
to come.
5 times. So yeah, this one's actually activating the upper. You're pulling yourself
One
up.
more. Uno más. Uno más.
It's almost like they've never done it, right?
Vamos, uno más. Yay!
Like, did they not practice this beforehand? I don't know. So I'm going to show you a comparison here. And here we have the men doing it.
And they're up and they're running. The Moldovans. And you can see there the difference this year from last year.
It was not an issue at all. 0 issues. So to at least make this video a little bit informative, let me just inform you of some things that are very different about men and women. Men typically have thicker skin. Men have denser, stronger bones, tendons, and ligaments. Typically, men have more muscle mass than women, and those skeletal muscles are faster and more powerful. And this is also an interesting one. The second longest finger for most women is next to their thumb, which is the index finger, but men are the opposite. They usually have ring fingers, those obviously next to the pinky finger, that are longer than their index finger. So I'm looking at my hands right now, and that is the case. My ring finger is longer than my index finger, and it kind of makes sense because that would help with gripping things, just have a stronger grip overall. There's a difference between the brains are structured, how they process information and interact with chemical signals. Obviously, the testosterone difference. Men typically have more red blood cells. Men are less sensitive to cold temperatures. So yeah, and this thing that happened with this female SWAT team, it reminded me of this clip here that I saw a long time ago, and it's a female Marine explaining why women are physically inferior to men and should not be allowed in infantry.
Congress has mandated that all branches of the military review policies that restrict female members' service. The Marine Corps, that means integrating women into the infantry. This summer, several volunteers are the first women to train for the infantry and will join their brothers in arms this fall. But Not everybody believes this latest step towards equal rights is a good idea, including a female Marine officer who has been on the front lines. Joining me now is Captain Katie Petronio. Good morning to you, Captain.
Good morning.
And people often tell me that I'm a misogynist and I hate women. But you know what? I love women like this. I love self-aware women. I love women who live in reality. This type of woman right here is great, and you're going to see why.
So before we talk about what may happen in the future, help me understand what women are allowed to do right now.
There's numerous support roles that women have right now. There are certain restrictions also, and that's what Congress is kind of mandating that we look into. Fields like infantry or artillery or tanks are areas that females have not been allowed to participate in.
So there was this push in the last couple of years to let women do more, to technically be on the so-called front lines. Do you agree with it?
Well, there's really no front line anymore. This isn't conventional enemy. Females have definitely played a strong role in combat operations in a supporting capacity. My specific concern is opening up infantry for females.
Why?
It's definitely not a cost. The cost definitely outweighs the benefits. It's not going to help the individual, and it's not going to help the institution. We're a warfighting institution, and combat readiness needs to be at the front and foremost when we make decisions like this. And I don't think that this change is going to benefit anybody.
But why not?
Why not? There's an understanding or a misconception outside of the Marine Corps that preventing women from taking on these roles possibly restricts our opportunities for promotion. In the Marine Corps, men and women are promoted at the same rate. So the other question then I present is longevity. We're talking about opening up opportunities for females, but my concern that I point out in the article is that there's these gender-specific medical concerns that are going to come with opening these fields that I'm not so sure we've really thought about. And on the backside of that, there's going to be a cost associated with these medical conditions. And are we ready to pay the price for that?
I guess that was my question about why you think that it's a bad idea, because you yourself, I mean, by all regards, you're a very high-achieving woman, not only in life, but in the military. And what you point out in this article is that you went through some of the rigorous training that the men did, and what happened to you?
I've faced a lot of weight loss, muscle atrophy. I also developed polycystic ovarian syndrome, which for me resulted in infertility. It's a type of combat environment these days that's very strenuous, and I was only doing a portion of what our infantry brothers do. I'm physically fit, definitely one of the top in the females for physical fitness. However, I degraded, and of course I understand that every female is going to break down at a different rate, but our male counterparts are breaking down also, and I just think it's an unnecessary risk that we could be taking on.
So let me understand this. If, in fact, women are going...
Yeah, so, I mean, it's leading these women to infertility, trying to compete with men. You know, equality is going to get us killed. There's another video I saw of this female firefighter who was trying to run in. They kind of created like a training exercise for them. And this woman couldn't break down the barrier in front of her. It was kind of similar to the SWAT team we saw. She tried to do it over and over and over and over, and it finally eventually got it. And then the guy got it first try without any effort, really. It was very simple. And then, imagine you're in the Marines. You're in infantry. You're out here getting your hands dirty, fighting to stay alive. And then you have a woman by your side. This is who you're supposed to depend on. I mean, the truth hurts. And equality isn't real, and it's going to get people killed. And I would not be surprised if that's already happened. Political correctness, all this nonsense it's not realistic. Is what it is, man. Women, they can't compete on the same level as men. And you have this woman here saying it made her infertile. She can no longer have children. The training was too much. It was too rigorous. It was too difficult. Her body completely shut down in a way. Destroyed her reproductive system. And it's like, well, yeah, of course, you're not built for this like men are. We hear a lot of times women calling men insecure. I think a lot of these women are very insecure with being a woman. I think they want to be more like men. They're insecure about being a lady. They're very insecure, so they try to become more like men. And it doesn't work because you're not a man and you're not built for this. You're just not.